talk a little bit about a little game here that I think a lot of people are excited about, The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. Before we jump right into things, though, Mr. Ayanuma, I think, is there anything, a message you have to the fans?
アヌマさんからファンへのメッセージを。
ゼルダのね、当たり前を見直すって言って作ってきたこの、ブレスオブザワイルド、いっぱい話したいことあるんですけど、もうトレーラーも見ていただいたし、ファンの皆さんは早くゲーム見たいと思ってると思うんですね。なのでもうゲーム始めたいと思うんですけど。
So I've created this game thinking about breaking the conventions of Zelda, and I know that a lot of fans have seen the trailer, and they probably want us to jump right in. So why don't we get started?
Let's do it. We're going to be showing a lot of The Legend of Zelda today, starting right here. We're going to show you what you can do, and we're going to introduce you to this amazing world, but we're going to try not to spoil anything. So feel free to tune in for as long as you like.
ネタバレなしで。
Open your eyes. Open your eyes. Wake up, Link.
This is a very mysterious place, Aonuma-san.
ちょっと神秘的な場所ですけれども。
そうですね。ゼルダの当たり前を見直すって言いながら、昔いつもと同じような目覚めるシーンから始まってますけどね。
I've talked about breaking the conventions of Zelda, but Link does start by waking up.
Keep that rooted in the tradition.
伝統を守るという感じでいいんじゃないでしょうか。
ただまあ本当にミステリアスな、ね、場所で不思議な感じですよね。
This really is a mysterious place, and it's kind of very.
That is a Sheikah slate. Take it. It will help guide you after your long slumber.
So here we see the introduction of a very mysterious item.
神秘的なアイテムが出てきましたが。
ね、ゼルダって今まで剣と魔法のね、その世界だったんですけど、今回は今度は、ね、何か新しいテクノロジーのような感じですね。
So in the past series, we've used swords and magic, but this time around, we introduced technology.
I know a lot of people are going to be so excited to see how that plays out in this game because that's such a great new wrinkle to add to the Zelda franchise.
シーカーストーンがどんな感じでゲームで使われるのかっていうのをファンの皆さんが期待していると思います。
でもやっぱり宝箱を開けるんです。
And so, he's going to start by opening the treasure box.
宝箱から出てきたのね、服なんですね。
These are clothing items that he can wear.
リンク今まで裸同然でしたから。
Link was pretty much naked.
これ裸でもできるけどね。
Oh, Bill, you can actually play this nude too if you want.
Not quite my style.
僕のスタイルではないのに遠慮しておきます。
はい、OK です。
That would also make you very vulnerable to enemies, just so you know.
で、敵にもちょっとそれで防備力が下がってしまう。
That will show you the way.
And so we see here one of the functionalities of the Sheikah slate is activating
これがシーカーストーンの
this pedestal
機能の一つです。
and opening this door here.
So it starts.
Link, you are the light. Our light. That must shine upon Hyrule once again. Now go.
画面にジャンプっていうふうに書かれてます。今回ね、初めてボタンでジャンプするようになりました。
So as you can see on the screen, it says jump. Now Link can jump for the first time.
そのジャンプはああやって壁を登るためなんですね。
And the jump is for him to climb up the wall.
Now we see the subtitle on screen. Perhaps this would be a good time for Aonuma-san to talk about that a little bit.
サブタイトルが画面に出てきましたけども、これについてちょっとご説明いただけますか。
ゼルダってね、今までアイテム名とかキャラクター名がサブタイトルにつくことが多かったんですけど、今回はね、この世界そのものの名前です。
So in the previous titles, we used character names and item names as subtitles, but this time around, we wanted to showcase the world of Zelda.
And I think, especially from that sweeping panoramic shot right there, we see how much of a character the world is, how much of a presence the world is in this. And I know, hearing some of the iterations of possibilities for the subtitle, and I remember the moment when I first heard Breath of the Wild, and it was just like, oh, that's it, that's the right one. It felt so right with in tune with the nature and the sort of expansiveness of this world.
このゲームの背景を見たり、その自然の要素っていうのを見ていると、初めてそのサブタイトルを伺った時に、もうこれがもうぴったり合うっていうふうに感じました。
はい、こうやってね、どんどんね、壁とか山とか登っていけるんですね。
So Link can climb the mountain or the wall, just like you saw here.
で、横に緑色のゲージがありますけど、頑張りゲージって言って、あれが続く限り登っていけるわけです。
So that is the green, you see the green gauge on the left. That's the stamina gauge, and you can kind of see how much he can climb by that gauge.
で、世界に転がっていろんなものをね、どんどん手に入れることができるわけ。
And then there's a lot of items scattered all around the world, and you can take those, you can pick those up.
で、任天堂といえば。
And then, as Nintendo, we of course have to have this item right here, mushrooms.
We love our mushrooms.
このキノコは大きくなったりしませんけど。
This mushroom is not going to make Link any bigger.
Good to know.
はい。こうやって大きな岩とかもね、押したりいろいろして、こうやってその世界にあるいろんなものにリンクがいろいろアクションできるんですね。
So as you can see, Link can push off big rocks down the hill. He can use all these little items and elements and incorporate it into gameplay.
See already, Bill doing some gathering, a lot of climbing here. And already there's this sense of you're just thrown into this world of exploration right off the bat.
Head for the point marked on the map in your Sheikah slate.
Somebody's calling you, Bill.
So here we get our first look at the map. This circular area here being the extent of the E3 demo that we're showing. This is a high plateau in the center of Hyrule. We'll give you just a sneak peek of how big that is, but I think you'll get to see a better look at the scale of the world later on today.
ハイラルの真ん中に位置しているE3 バージョンで見れるマップは後でまた別の機会にお見せしましょう。
Oh, I got a baked apple.
焼きリンゴですね。
怒られちゃいました。
No, you took a baked apple.
He scolded you.
Oh. Now, who is this gentleman, Mr. Aonuma? Would you like to share with people?
この男性は誰なんでしょうか。ご説明いただけますか。
不思議ですね。
He's kind of myserious looking.
ね、一番最初のゼルダで出会ったのもこういうローズでしたよね。
And in the first of the series, I think you met a guy like this.
He says this is the Great Plateau, and he describes it as the birthplace of the Kingdom of Hyrule.
ハイラル王国の誕生の地、始まりの大地ということです。
もうちょっとなんか遺跡のような感じになってしまって神殿ですね。
So you can see the temple that's very worn down.
Yes, he says the kingdom is in a state of decay.
なんか王国がちょっと崩壊しているっていう。
どういうこと？
So I picked up a tree branch earlier. Currently, it's all I have for a weapon, but you can see very quickly the things that I can do with a tree branch.
でさっき枝をピックアップしたんですけども、これが唯一の今持っている武器なんだけども、結構いろんなことができる。
そうですね。
And I can.
いろんなことできますけど、そんなにいろいろ火つけたら大変なことになりますよ。
You can do a lot of things, but you can't just set everything on fire.
Right. I think we've just seen a window into Bill's play style.
ビルのプレイスタイルが今ちょっと垣間見れましたね。
I picked up an axe, and so I can also swap my weapons out. So I'll switch over to the axe. The axe is great because I can chop down trees if I want to get to some apples.
Use all the resources.
Right? I can even chop the logs that I've cut to get firewood, which I can later use to set a campfire.
丁寧に全部こう紐で巻いてあるってすごいですね。
So it's very nice and neatly bundled up already for you.
It's amazing.
Convenient. Yeah, I think honestly, first time I got my hands on the ROM, I spent the first 20 minutes like chopping down trees and climbing trees. That's all I did.
はじめこのゲームを初めてプレイした時に、とりあえずもうなんか木を切り倒したり、木登ったりすることに集中してました。
はい。
I've always been a big fan of the Koroks.
この子たちはね、この世界の至る所にこう隠れてるんですね。
So these guys are actually hiding everywhere in the world here.
Oh,
What do we have there?
あれ
Aonuma-san, it looks like I've already come across the Master Sword.
？Maybe you found it.
見つかってしまったか。
Did you get it already? Did you find it?
まずい。
Oh,
残念でした。
no.
Sorry.
こんなところにね、そんな重要なものが置いてあるわけないですよ。
There's no way I'm going to play something that important here.
That would be the ultimate in breaking with the Zelda conventions.
それはなんかゼルダの当たり前を見直すっていうのの一番。
Now, I do need a shield, so I think I'm going to run up this way. As you can see, the world is open to me. I can go any direction that I want. But I'm going to run up here through the grass. I have a sword, so perhaps I should cut some grass.
草を切って。
ね、
But nothing's coming out.
でも何も出てきません。
これだ、もうリンクはダメージ受けたらどうやって回復するんだって話ですよね。
So I guess you want to know how Link can get life
はい。じゃあちょっと敵と
after
戦って
getting
み
a
ましょう。
damage. So let's try fighting some of these enemies.
Bill has stumbled onto a goblin camp here.
Oh,
He's gonna dispatch them with some extreme prejudice here, I think.
there we go. It's not much of a shield, but I've got a pot lid.
とりあえずシールドをゲットしました。
Uh-oh. Oh, he's taunting me. Oh no, I'm gonna need some health here in a bit.
No. And his sword broke,
壊
so
れちゃいましたね。
Uh-oh.
Oh, your shield broke.
Oh,
there's the
I
shield.
stole his spear.
今回ね、リンクが持ってる武器はね、使ってるうちに壊れちゃうんですよ。
So for this title, the weapons that Link have actually will break as he uses them.
で今ビルも敵からこうやって武器を奪いましたけど、こうやってねどんどん強い敵倒して強い武器を手に入れる、そういうサイクルでこのゲームは進みますね。
So the cycle of this game is that you go into a battle with enemies and then you take their weapons and then so you can use them as your own.
So perhaps we'll head down and check out some of these ruins.
見るハートなくなっちゃったじゃない
Oh,
回復
yes.
しなきゃ
Your heart's getting a little lower, Bill.
ハートをどうやったら回復できるかというと
So let's
そ
see
の
how you
キノ
can.
コを取ってましたけどその下にハートのマーク見えますよね
So you can see that little heart icon on the
これはハー
mushroom.
トが半分回復することを指してます
And then it shows that you can get half of the heart back if you eat it.
今回はね草を切ってハートで回復するんじゃなくてリンクは物を食べて回復します
So this time around, you're not going to find any hearts in the grass, but you're going to be eating these food items, and you can get your energy, stamina back up.
Using that way to replenish your health. I love that notion of really having to take advantage of the resources in the world with grabbing the weapons we were talking about. You know, you're getting those from enemies, you're finding them in certain places, and then using the food as this resource to keep your health up is also really interesting. It's a lot of fun.
周りにある敵の武器だったり
That was
食
brutal.
べ物だったりそうやってリソースを駆使して進めていくっていうゲームのスタイルがすごく楽しいです。
そうですねだからねちょっとねサバイバルな感じですよね現地でとにかくいろんなものを調達しなきゃいけないっていう
So it's almost like a survival game where you have to collect all these items so you can move on with the game.
Executing the flurry rush.
ね、あれは今敵の攻撃に対してビルがうまくこうジャンプで避けたんですよねそうするとスローモーションになって敵にヒットを与えやすくなるんですね
So when you get a perfect timing, the enemy slows down and then it's easier for you to attack the enemies.
Looks like I got a new pair of trousers, which I've been needing to pick up. So,
新しいパンツをゲットしたので、これに着替えます。
okay. You can see that there's quite a lot to look around at and discover in the world. I'm going to run past those barrels there.
周りにいろいろあるので、いろいろと探求心というか、辺りを見回すのがすごく楽しいです。
Aonuma-san, we don't have a good idea of what's going on in Hyrule here, but everything seems to be in ruin.
ちょっとハイラルが荒廃化というか、なんか遺跡化してしまっているみたいな。
そうですねこれも昔のトレーラーでもお見せしました今回のトレーラーにいたガーディアンですね
So you saw these guys in the trailer, they're guardians.
っていう敵なんですけど今動かなくなっちゃってますねもう
And they're enemies, but as you can see, these guys are not moving anymore.
だからなんかその間にこう時間の経過っていうのがあるんでしょうね
So there must be some sort of a time lapse.
So I know a lot of people are going to be really excited about how you're dropped into this world, and there's minimal backstory. There's not a lot up front in this game other than here you are. What are you going to do? What do you want to do? Where do you want to go? And then yet there's so many hints in this environment about that hint of something greater has happened, and I think people will be really interested to see the story sort of unfold as they play the game.
ゲームが始まってから、どのような舞台設定なのかっていうのはユーザーさんの方でまだ詳しく分かりませんけどもこうやってゲームを進めていくうちにいろいろとヒントが見つかってこんなんなんじゃないかあんなんなんじゃないかっていうふうに考え始めることでユーザーさんも楽しまれるんじゃないでしょうか。
そうですね、やっぱりそういうことが自然とこう分かってくるっていうのが面白いじゃないですかゲームって端的にこういろいろ伝えたくなっちゃうんですけど今回はねそういうところがもうじわじわとこう分かってくる形になってるのでぜひ楽しみにしてほしいと思いますね。
So I think with this title you'll be able to learn these backstories like you said Ed that you'll be able to learn them little by little on your own pace. It's not that the game is telling you but you can kind of explore and find out on your own.
This might also be a good time to talk a little bit about the art style and just the nature of the game itself. If you look at Link and the world, it's clearly deeply inspired by Japanese animation.
で今このリンクのアートスタイルなんかを見ると日本のアニメに随分と影響を受けているんじゃないかっていうふうなことが感じられますけどどうでしょうか。
そうですねゼルダでいうとね、風のタクトの時にトゥーンっていう表現を使ってそのアニメーションの表現を取り入れてみたんですけれどもそれはねそういう世界 ね、広くその自然の中にものがあるんですけど、それをはっきり分からせるためには描き込むよりももっと簡素なマイナスしていくね、削っていってはっきりそれを分からせる、こういうアニメーションの技法の方がゲームには向いてると思うんですね。
So we've used this tune like style before in the previous title, but in order for the players to see an item, to find an item, it's actually easier to use the animation style where you create something and then you shave off the elements, so the users will be able to identify the items easier rather than adding on elements to the background.
なのでそのアニメーションっていうその技法を使って表現するっていうことがテーマではなくて、それをねゲームの規模に合わせてそれを選んだっていうことなんです。
So the theme here is not that we wanted to create an animation style game, but we wanted to use this art style and then match it to the functions of this game. So because the players will be able to explore and do anything that they want to, we couldn't use the conventional types of music where we know that where the users would go, and we can kind of get the music more dynamic as the users explore certain areas of the map. So this time around, we kind of took a different approach.
なので今回は、ゲームの BGM をですね、環境音、今大自然の中のこの音がありますけど、それに融合させるような BGM の使い方をしてるんですね。
So as you can hear, there's a lot of environmental sounds that you hear throughout the game, and then we try to blend that music, that sound into the game as much as we can.
先ほどから見ていただいてるたまにこう流れてくるピアノのねがあると思うんですけど。
And then you can hear a little piano, sounds of piano throughout the game, I think.
ピアノのね音っていうのは自然の音にすごくマッチするんですね。
And then the sounds of piano actually matches this nature element very well.
なおかつ人の内面にこう働きかけるような響きを。
And then the sounds of piano actually kind of strikes a chord in people's emotions too. So I think it works really well.
なのでリンクが何かの目的のもとで何かをしようとしているときにたまたま偶然にまたそのピアノの曲に出会うとですね、ぐっと気持ちが盛り上がってくるんですね。
So when you're playing the game and when Link goes through something, and then if that piano sound happens to come on, it kind of it makes you feel so emotional just hearing that perfect match of the movement and the music.
だって本当の偶然の出会いなんですよ。だから100人いたら100人の人が違う体験をするっていう、それを感じてほしくてそういう。
So the music is our intention was to, because this game it has 100 ways of playing it if there is 100 players playing it. So we kind of wanted to make that that very unique experience for every player.
I know longtime fans of the series, that's going to be one of the first things they notice. You know, there's not the constant theme music always present everywhere you go. And this new take on the aural experience is really refreshing. It's true to the game, and it does resonate. It feels really good to play.
ゼルダファンにとっては常にこうテーマ音楽が流れているようなバックグラウンド流れているような感じではないので、やっぱり今回のBGM に関してはすごくみんな気づくと思うんですけれども、違いにでもやっぱり青沼さんがおっしゃったように本当に心にグッとくるような音楽なので、すごくこのプレイスタイルに合っていると思います。
よかったです。
Yeah, I'm really happy to hear that, Ed.
Bill continuing
There we
his
go.
campaign of brutality.
裸ですね。
Yes, I forgot to.
Bill Link.
Sorry, I forgot to put my pants on.
You kind of rushed
Just like
yourself.
any other day.
So we do have, one of the things that we're not showing in this morning segment that's going to be coming up in just a little bit is puzzle solving. You'll be seeing some of that today. You'll be seeing quite a bit of exploration and the ways to use the objects that you've discovered. But one of the things, there's a lot of different ways that you can kind of experiment with the environment and the world here in Breath of the Wild. So I'm just going to have a little bit of fun with a little project I want to try out here.
後々午後のセグメントでは謎解きだったりいろいろな他のマップの他のエリアの探求なんかもしますけど、ちょっと今回はビルがやりたかったビルのプロジェクトにちょっと今集中して。
集中して何をしてんのこれ。
Oh. Okay, well,
I like that you call this setup a project, Bill.
Let's see.
ほぼ何がしたいか分かりません。
I don't know what you're trying to do here, Bill.
Let's see if it's close enough. Nope. Oh.
Get another club?
Let's see if we can make that happen. Oh, no, not quite.
あ、なんとなく分かった。
We'll try one
Maybe I have an
more.
idea here.
No. Oh,
Hey, you live.
I did. I survived.
死なずに。
Well done.
Now,
でもかなりやばい状態
that
な
was
But look at your heart, Bill.
that was quite dangerous.
Thank you for joining us for
I
Bill's
actually,
project.
we have a little bit of news. I think everybody has been excited for some special Zelda items coming to Miitomo.
なんかミートモに新しいゼルダのアイテムが登場するということで。
We've just been told that those items will be going live at 3 p.m. Pacific time, so be sure to check into Miitomo today.
So Mr. Anuma and Bill kind of looked around the bottom of the temple. So now I'm going to go up and see how the world will look like.
It should be noted that the first time I found this temple, I tried to climb up the other side where there's no ladder, and I fell and I died.
Yeah,
Do you feel
I
that, like-
didn't know there's another neither.
You did that. You felt so proud of yourself.
Yeah, I did.
And it was only later you walked around. It's like, oh, ladder.
Yeah, well, the game encourages you to climb. What can I say? I figured I was doing the right thing.
Have to be careful.
Daddy,
No!
we already had Bill set himself on fire.
That
it's
is
all right.
true.
Even
Yeah,
if he punched
yeah,
your
yeah,
death,
yeah.
I don't think it's.
Does that mean we
think
have
it's
to
a bad
ramp
thing.
it up now? We're just gonna. We have to beat him, I think, on the glorious death front.
Alright, then I'm just going to go up.
Challenge
I think
accepted.
this is my favorite moment. When I go up to the peak, I can actually see the sun coming up.
Yeah, it's kind of
so
scary actually how many
amazing.
times I've done that playing early builds of this game where you just sort of you want to get to high spaces so you can just look around different times of day, different weather. You know, just the scenery is so fantastic.
That's interesting how much it changes,
amazing
and especially
look.
here since we don't have any control as we're showing this game off to what the weather's going to do. So it's nice right now that we've got a good scene to show people, but it could just easily be raining and.
So since this is an
terrible.
exploration segment, I kind of want to try to explore a lot, and then I'm going to try to head toward the highest peak in this plateau, which I think is that thing. So
Yes.
I'm going to use the scope. You see, so using the scope, you can actually pin things, so you can see where you're heading toward. So right now I'm right here, and I'm trying to go to the Mount Hylia, the highest peak on this plateau we're on.
And it's crazy thinking this is just the plateau that we have visible here, but this is a tiny portion of the world.
Yeah.
Yep,
That you
this
can
is
explore
how
in this game.
big the world is.
Having that the topographical details on the map too are hugely important. It's like when you look at it when you're sitting there staring at your map and trying to figure out how to get somewhere, you can see obviously if you have huge elevation gains that you have to get over, planning your route becomes really important.
Yep. And just for the Treehouse Live, Mr. Anuma gave us a very special board. So we can actually use the paraglider in this one. So I'm going to try to take the scenic route.
You're going in the drink. You're going in the water.
Oh,
No.
Are you gonna make it? Maybe.
I will make it. I will make it. Yes. That's it. Oh, wait. There's something here. Is that
Resources.
Shiny.
Yeah. Nightshade.
That's actually one thing I found really useful about being able to plan your location before you actually get going, because the number of times I've gotten waylaid by collecting stuff or hunting, or I'm just totally off of where I intended to go, and then I can check and be like, oh yeah, I was supposed to go over there. I should get back to that when I'm done collecting stuff.
No, that happens all the time. Like every nook and cranny. I mean, it's not like you're going to find, this incredible sword around every nook and cranny, but there's always something. It's like whether it's an apple or it's something that you're going to use later on. There's secrets everywhere. So you get really distracted.
And I collect everything I see.
I feel like I just saw Bill doing a naked speed run down this path. Like, luckily we're going a different route. He went down the path. We're going up.
Yep. We're going to the different direction. Oops. So this is actually the peak or the cliff Link first come out from the Resurrection Cave, I think. That's where it was, I think. Yeah. And he came up right here.
Hey, in case anybody's wondering too, because we obviously just went through Mr. Aonuma's section. The first time you pick something up, it stops and tells you what it is, but thereafter, if you pick up the same item, you're not going to get interrupted with sort of that little text bubble telling you what it is. You just pick it up and just keep rolling.
Okay. So my destination is actually behind me, but I'm going to try to go around this cave and do some climbing and jumping.
I love doing that. It's so interesting how with this game, so much of it is being able to take your adventure into your own hands, do whatever you want to do, go where you want to go, and starting the game, one of the first things you can do is just run yourself off the
dive off the cliff. Yeah, I totally did that.
Yeah, I found I've made many entertaining mistakes as I've been exploring, and I've got a little maybe over-enthusiastic.
But I mean, somebody could have, instead of going down that path as the game sort of gently guides you to do, somebody could have just taken a left out of that cave and come right up here if they wanted to.
Yep.
And then they'd get in trouble.
You decide what to do. Oh, wait.
Oh, Chico, come on.
Oh, really? I missed him.
Chico, it should be noted, for those of you guys who are watching, Chico likes to shoot everything that moves, but you don't have to do that, of course. Obviously, you can survive and play this entire game without hunting innocent animals like Chico. Well, no, and bad animals. Bad animals.
I'm an animal lover, so, you know.
Girls got to eat.
And actually, this is something that folks probably noticed during the Aonuma segment, that this area is really taken over by bokoblins. So you have to be really careful as you're running around these hills.
Like that.
There are all these little encampments that you can run across. And depending on which direction you come at them from, you could be climbing from the other way, crest that hill, and suddenly you're smack in the middle of this camp.
Yeah. These guys have a really sweet camp. Look at the view from that camp. That is where I would camp.
And they have meat. I want meat.
Nice roll.
So much for their peaceful camping.
Oh, you missed it.
They got their attention, though.
Wait.
That's all right. They're stupid.
Yeah. They're not.
They might just
They're like, that was just an exploding grasshopper. Yeah, it just went over there and blew up.
Oh, God.
Nice roll.
Maybe not. I think there's a really
you got a good
taking it.
Oh, man. Chico's taking it in her own.
I wanted to get them before they get the weapon, but...
Oh, you went over the side. Chico, come on.
What? I'm just trying to
These dudes are chilling. They're like, we got our permit. We got our giant hunk of meat. We're going to have a little camp.
Oh. They were looking forward to such a good time.
No, they're bad. They're bad creatures.
Look at this giant meat.
Yeah,
it's glistening.
You got to grab that.
Yes, I have.
It looks so delicious.
Oh, seared. Yeah, would have been a good meal for them.
Yeah, well, I will enjoy it for them.
Finders keepers. They're no longer here, so it's all Chico's.
And now you're going to burn their stuff. That's good.
Sort of a... make sure. You can set fire on that thing.
Oh, there might be something in there.
Maybe. I should wait.
Yeah, it's so interesting when we saw the that rolling issue we were having over that crest there, but you really have to take physics into account whenever you're doing anything in this game.
Look at that. There's something more.
Oh, yeah, go down there.
Well, it's going to have a really real effect on what's going on.
Stuff everywhere. Yeah. So this is ore. You can, of course, whale on this. You could also blow it up. Various minerals and other things.
Yeah. I should do that.
You got to save that axe. It's like, you might need that. Maybe a square bomb.
Wait, I have to change it. Okay. So there are two different types of remote bomb in this one. And the square one is much easier to just keep it in place. Oops, I won't do it.
And the spheres, unfortunately, were all that shadows.
A big old cloud just went overhead.
Actually, can we look up for a second? I just want to see if that cloud's...
Yeah, hold on.
It might have been a zeppelin. I'm just kidding. There's no zeppelins in this game. Just weather, I think.
It's fast. It's good. I was a little worried a storm was rolling in and everything was going to start getting all slippery.
There's another camp over there. So one of the different things about this game is that many of the bokoblins actually live in the camp instead of just scattering around.
Yeah, that's true. You'll run into some monsters that are just sort of wandering the environment, but they actually have their own little communities. They'll gather in camps and
just having fun. Until Link comes over,
making their evil plots.
And like Chico's showing right here, right now, it's that you have all this environment to explore and at your own pace, and you can just climb everything and just try to investigate in different ways and take different paths. It's not linear or anything. You just choose your own adventure.
And there's so much hidden goodness to find.
Right.
So if that cliff had been higher, like her stamina wheel basically, it allowed her to get that high. but like if that had been a higher cliff, you probably would have had to find another way
Yeah,
around.
so I kind of have to know like what's my limit before I start climbing up.
Getting into some serious elevation here. I love this about the game. It feels like look around for just 1 second, Chico. I love how the natural progression of the environment sort of looks like you would expect sort of as you go up into like sort of mountain meadows and stuff like that. You'd expect the trees to change. You know, you'd expect some more like sort of wild meadows, and then as you get into an area with snow, it's like the transitions feel really like a natural world to me.
Looking in that other direction, there's a very ominous direction on the horizon.
Let's not go there today.
Yeah.
Let's try to stay on the plateau.
There's no goblins. Oh, wait, I couldn't take that.
I don't know if we're going to be able to stop Chico from just sort of going and attacking
I
everything
like
she
to
sees.
collect things.
That's all right. No, it's good. Especially because it illustrates that you really can approach this 1,000 different ways. I mean, the last one you sort of sent in some bombs to introduce yourself to him, but didn't have to.
Oh, he sees
Sentry. He doesn't see you.
And actually,
No, he definitely doesn't see you now.
the enemy AI is really interesting because depending on what you're fighting,
Did they notice me?
these guys behave a certain way. Different enemies will behave more aggressively or more cautiously. But I think we noticed in an earlier section there with that first camp where they actually hadn't picked up their weapons yet. So being able to get involved before they grab their weapons, it might have been easier, but then they have a chance to grab their gear, actually grab each other's gear.
Yeah, if you sneak in and grab their weapons, they basically sit there and try to pick up dirt.
Oh yeah, before rocks at you won't. They're just like, come on.
Yeah, it's like, stay
Get out
away
of my
from me.
camp.
Or you can, Chico just used an axe there, which you can actually use to knock shields out of enemy hands. The heavier weapons can knock out shields. Then picked up his weapons, and now it's like, what is this dude going to do? It's not going to do anything.
Oh, there's my.
Yeah, check him out. Dude, I think that was dirt. That might have been some dude.
Let's call it dirt.
Yeah, I think it was
It
dirt.
seems safe.
Oh, there's a straggler
Better
there.
than something more unpleasant.
Picking up the-
And it's actually interesting too that right now we're fighting during a fairly nice, sunny, clear day, but how this would go and also how the bokoblins would behave might be very different if we came back here at night or if we came here during different weather.
That's right. A lot of enemies sleep at night. You can sneak in, steal all their stuff. You could sneak out afterwards too if you want, but in general, I'm sure Chico wouldn't do that. She would leave no sleeping enemies alive. And so what happened right there, obviously, is Chico cleared the entire area out. And this particular camp had a chest that was locked and was tied to the enemies around it. So when you defeat them, nice. That's an upgrade.
But essentially, you can interact with everything in this environment. Like, there's steel boxes on the screen now. Just Chico can't really interact with them, but later on in the later segments, we'll talk about like how you can open it.
Oh, that terrain over there is so cool.
Yeah, it looks sort of like desert buttes. Not going there today. We are staying on the plateau.
Yeah. But there's this suspicious rocks or stone pillar, so of course I'm going to try to climb up on that thing. Oh, and there's another tree house.
Oh, wow.
These guys have really built it up. They got a nice place.
Wow.
Yeah, no, that actually is really nice. They got the deluxe camp.
Yeah, it's a better one.
Yeah, look at
I'm
that.
not sure Chico's gonna let that one stand or not.
You can burn that entire camp down, Chico?
I don't know. Maybe.
Come in like an avenging fury.
I need to check them out first.
Are you going to make it out
I
there?
will.
Right.
Nate, have some
You got
faith.
enough stamina?
She's going to get it. Yeah, she's got it.
I've actually found that's one of the things that's been really fun about all of us being able to play at work and the different experiences that we've had in the game. And really just comparing notes about how different the experience can be, where certain people are really focused on just rampant destruction and waging a one-man war against the goblins. Other folks are focusing more on hunting or exploring, and depending on how you choose to focus your adventure, it's so different.
Yep.
And just talking to people, like I can talk to any other person in the office, and we've had a completely different experience with the game.
Yeah, totally. So Chico, with just while we were talking about that, Chico basically scouted this camp with her Sheikah slate, and you can see that actually by identifying the individual enemies, you can see how strong they are. And yeah, it looks like there's a serious one back there.
Yeah.
I don't think you may not be geared up to do that.
Not right now.
Give it a pass.
So
Probably
I
move
should.
along.
Let's go. Let's go to the peak.
Yeah.
You can also see that she's got, once she marked that spot on her map, you can see it down on the mini map. So even if it's not specifically in the little radius of your immediate map, you'll at least have a beacon to go.
Oh, actually, since those guys will probably be fun to fight maybe later if we have time, would it be worth marking them on the map so we can keep track of where they are.
First, she's got to get geared up. Chico is very cold right now.
It's always so sad to see Link like
Yeah, that animation
completely freezing.
Yeah, but before I go, I definitely want to map that thing. I think it was on this side.
Yeah, that's it right there.
So I'm going to use the
Skull.
Skull.
Go skull.
Okay.
There you go.
Okay, so
To
now
be killed later.
That's death. You don't want to go there.
I don't know. Wait, do I have it better? Yep. It's fine.
So what Chico just did, obviously, was she went into a colder zone. You can see from the temperature gauge there that she went somewhere that was beyond sort of her current clothing, and you're going to lose health if you don't gear up or otherwise warm yourself. Clothing is only one way that you can do it, but for the purpose of this demo, you should put on a nice little tunic.
Yep.
Little,
It's easier for me to focus on traveling.
why don't you take a dip in that lake? You ever do that?
Huh?
Polar bear? Polar bear club. Come on.
Refreshing, I guess.
No polar bear club.
No. When you play, you can do it.
Those look like shoes. What is that stuff?
Oh, you're right.
Choo-choo jelly. Sweet. Lot of stuff in this game. I don't even know what that stuff does. I've been playing this game forever. Have you ever made anything out of jelly? You got to be able to make something out of it.
I don't know, cooking?
So we kind of touched on it, but maybe we could talk about how with this game, like the weather changes and it actually affects like the gameplay itself.
Oh yeah, totally. Well, I mean, among other things, it makes it so that nobody's going to have the same experience in this particular area. I mean, if you come into an area when it's at night and raining, it may be a totally different experience than when you come in there broad daylight. The enemies will be behaving differently. The terrain behaves differently. I mean, sudden downpours can put out campfires and stuff like that. So it really is dynamic, and that's in the truest sense of the word. It's dynamic in the sense that the time of day could affect how you approach a particular mountain. It gets colder at higher elevations at night than it does during the day. So even that'll affect how you explore.
It's interesting how rain affects climbing, because if it's slippery, it's just a lot harder to climb, so you're not going to be able to hit things. And every once in a while, you're going to hit a point where maybe you just have to wait for the weather to pass.
Yep,
Yeah.
totally. Which I never do. I'm going somewhere else. There's always something else to do around the corner. I'm not going to wait. I'm not going to wait for this weather to pass.
It just adds to the puzzle and the strategy of like where should I go next? So maybe I should come here later and just mark it and just go explore elsewhere.
I'm impressed that you're going around paths. See me, I'm like straight line. I climb over absolutely everything in my path unless I don't have the stamina to do it.
I don't think Chico's following a straight path though.
She was sticking a little bit to it.
Just we'll get to it, you know?
I find these moments when you're cresting
Ooh,
a
sunset.
climb.
I have to get
Really kind of
Yeah. Gotta pause and appreciate the sunset. You're going all the way to the peak for the sunset. You're such a romantic, Chico.
But it's so pretty. You see everything.
Stop. Can I make it?
Yeah, you'll make it. Sunset's nice. Oh yeah.
Let's do that a little bit too
Oh,
much.
that's all right. It's still nice.
That's cool. Some really interesting cloud cover moving over there.
Sit back, crack an elixir, you know. Enjoy it.
Oh, sunset.
That's nice.
Oh.
All right, so are we at the peak? Oh yeah, we are.
Oh,
Nice
it's
little
getting dark.
men here there. Wait, no, it says search. You gotta grab something. There's something
I
there.
will do it later.
All right. Jeez, God, you need resources.
Just want to see what's around.
Oh man.
Yeah. This is the highest peak on the plateau, but of course there's a more higher stuff outside the plateau,
Yeah,
so you
that's-
guys have to explore it later. I
That's
guess.
crazy to think about, actually.
Yeah.
This seems like it should be the highest point in the entire land, and it's definitely not.
Yeah, it's just everyth's so vast, but
Yeah.
the higher you get, the farther you can see, and it just makes planning so much easier.
It's nice seeing in the distance how we've got some illumination marking locations. So there's some certain sites that are really going to catch your eye as you look over the horizon.
I know, I'm so distracted by all this stuff now. I want to mark all those shrines, go to those.
To-do list.
So I saw a waterfall over there, so I'm going to try to go. But first,
You're giving me vertigo.
oops, sorry.
Yeah, this is something that I don't think we even have on the demo on the floor. So folks who are here aren't going to get to play with this. It's only folks who are watching the stream that get to
It becomes
hopefully watch us not
So.
fly into the water.
Stalfos. Is hid. Oh, nice shot.
Yeah, got his weapon too. Haha.
Oh, grab it. Oh,
Ooh,
that's all right. You can use that for something.
Yeah.
make a necklace.
I don't know.
I don't think we could do that. Can we do that? Gross. Necklace of
Wait.
teeth?
Is it high enough? Am I high enough?
Yeah,
I'm
totally.
gonna do snowboarding.
That's
That
right.
should be good here.
I know, that's right. That's
Oh
right.
wow! Actually, take a look at the moon over there. It's come out.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Oh, there's some keys over there. Yeah, I have to go up
Wow, yeah,
to
you're
my
right.
bunny hill first. Ah, or not.
I came with a buddy.
Oh, you are a dead shot, Chico.
Seriously.
See, I
you're really
normally just
good.
wait in there with a sword, but you're actually smart to do that because if you fight stealth foes at night with a sword, you generally knock their heads off, but then the head survives and goes and tries to find its body and put it back together.
They can swap their heads too.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
And actually, if you take a look at them afterwards, sometimes their limbs will still be moving after you defeat them. It's like, oh,
Oh, that's right.
creepy.
That is so cool. It's my favorite feature of them all.
Yeah, I can actually do snowboarding here.
Climb a high hill. Oh, nice.
No. Oh,
I statue.
Ice skis.
I was wondering if you could take that jump. Actually, if we start high enough, we just.
I'm sorry, what?
I was probably
I'm sorry, I
leading
was
you to
murdering
do,
this bat.
You probably
This
don't want
keys.
to listen.
Jeez, it's not bad.
I know. It's
It's a monster. Okay.
Oh, you're calling out my cred.
Okay, so there's this.
So that little move that Chico just did, riding on her shield surfing, I think we're calling it.
Yep.
That does degrade your shield, so it's not like you could do that forever. Well, I mean, you can. You just have to go get more shields, but you can't ride on that thing forever and expect it not to take damage.
Yeah.
You
Just
might
like
need it.
weapons, yeah, they do break.
Yeah, exactly. With all your
I see it
weapons and your
tricky
gear, they have also their own stats. So the more you use them, the more you wear them.
Maybe you want to save your favorites for special
Get that.
occasions.
Yeah. The cool thing that I actually found out is that if you're shield surfing, you can do other things at the same time, like shoot an arrow. So that just invites more exploration and people to just keep trying stuff. So it's super cool.
Yeah, I got fire arrow now. Such a cool stuff.
So I know during the video we showed right at the beginning of the day, we showed Link swimming, but I can't remember here if the water.
Look at this.
Hang on a second. Chico wants to blow a tree up.
Set more things on fire.
Oops, I was too hard.
I think you can leave the tree be. Come on. You are such a force of destruction.
I think we just found out
I'm just
that
trying
it
out
might be
my
an
new
evil tree.
stuff.
Might be.
Okay. So
I think Chico's a pyro.
Yeah, Chico likes
I
playing.
just got
She likes it in the
fire
office too.
arrow, and I just wanted to try it out. Leave me alone. Okay, so there's a waterfall. So usually when there's a waterfall, you know
Zelda
something
1.
is gonna be there.
The first Zelda has taught us this.
Oh yeah,
Check
that water looks
waterfalls.
super cold.
Yep. I'm just gonna try not to go too far.
Oh,
Nice
save.
save.
Okay.
Yeah,
so-
hopefully people
Yeah.
when they're playing the demo here, hopefully don't go jumping off cliffs thinking they can activate the
Yeah, this
paraglider.
is just for the treehouse life.
Yeah.
Look at this.
There we go.
Haha.
nice.
Nice detour.
Test. Haha. And then it's 14. So there's
This is actually a really good trove. So, I mean, we were talking about that earlier. There's little stuff everywhere. So, I mean, you might look behind it in a little nook and cranny that looks suspicious, and sometimes you might find an awesome trove like this that has tons of treasure chests. But sometimes you might find some apples or some acorns or something like that. But all of those things have value. Like there's never a time when you're sort of looking around and see something suspicious and you're like, oh, why did I come into this corner? There's just stuff everywhere, and it's all useful. I don't think we're talking about all about it in this segment, but we'll probably go into some of the details of how you use ingredients and stuff later on.
It's funny, honestly, sometimes in the middle of a hard battle, an apple is the most valuable treasure
I
you've
know.
got. You're
I
like,
know.
1 second, I have to eat this. Give me a second.
More fire arrows. That's the last thing we need to give Chico.
Oh God, you're right.
You may be
So
geared up to.
Speaking of, fire arrow. Maybe I can go back to the treehouse and burn it.
Oh no.
I don't know. What do you think?
Wait, are you talking about the real treehouse?
Yeah, not our actual
not
treehouse.
our treehouse.
Okay.
We got
I
time.
think the goblins might be in for a bad day.
I'm wasting it.
Yeah, those are the.
I'm not
yeah,
wasting
those are
it
little
anymore.
guys.
That did look really cool, though.
That's probably the right weapon to use if you really want to damage an enemy that's made out of ice. I would imagine fire arrows
Oh yeah.
are probably the thing to do.
But if you use them all here, we can't go burn stuff later.
That's right. That's how
have to
Chico has to
economize.
manage her resources. Do you really want to burn this thing?
Jeez.
Yeah, that's.
Look at that moon.
Hey, wait, double check your map. I actually.
What,
Oh yeah,
what?
no. I was trying to remember where you stuck that skull. Oh yeah, it's on the
I'm
sandbag.
going for it.
So yeah, we did. I think you were starting to say this earlier, Sam. But you can. We saw Link jumping in the water earlier. That was much more temperate water.
Yeah.
This is a frozen mountain lake. You're gonna die.
No. I am not dying.
Get that
I am
apple.
not.
For the steak. You took the cheese.
Oh God. That was. Oh.
It's only death
Man.
and destruction
Why
when
don't
it
you-
comes to Chico.
Oh wow, you got a Korok leaf out of it. That's good. That shows.
I will say I love playing with Chico. I actually watched her shoot a butterfly with an arrow once.
Really?
That really
I didn't know you could do that, but
Me neither.
she will come to that often.
And there,
Shouldn't be allowed
so
to do
I
that.
had to try it.
That's impressive.
He told me he can do it, so I had to try and make sure I can do it too.
Your little explosive demonstration back there, though, we should call out that, obviously that tree fell down because it was in a destruction zone. You see trees, I mean, you can damage them. I think when people saw the trailer and there was that sort of sequence of Link knocking a tree to cross a chasm, it's not like that's the only tree that you can chop down. It's like you basically can chop down anything you see. See, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. He's back. He's got his head.
Get his arm.
I will.
Actually, let's see if we can take a closer look at one of the arms once they're...
Oh,
Yeah, there's one in front of me there.
Creeping.
oh, he's putting. Chico, what I want you to do is take his arm and then beat him with it.
It's all right. Oh, there, grab that one. Oh, wait. He took it.
no.
Oh, gross. Yes.
Nice.
This is so
No, I
gross.
can't. So I have to.
You have
I
too many
already have
things.
enough
Maybe ditch a club.
weapons. So yeah.
The arm is way more...
picked up the same
wait,
club.
wait, wait.
Oh, no, he's got it back, I think. He's putting it back on.
Sorry.
You are getting outwitted by things that they have no brains.
Fine. Are you saying I'm
There it is.
go hub?
Well, they have a rudimentary intelligence.
Wait.
Nice.
There you go.
got it.
Did I take it?
Yeah, you
yeah,
did.
you got it.
So we got to equip that for a second, I think, just to show it off, because it's so creepy.
It's really creepy.
Yeah,
Look at
get him
that.
with it. Teach him a lesson.
Yeah.
There you go.
God.
You see his own arm.
That guy too. That's right.
It really is fun experimenting with things
Look
that you
at that.
maybe
It's
don't
still
think
moving
of as
on the
weapons,
ground,
but
too.
they
Yep.
do the job.
Yeah, I mean, we already showed it obviously in
hands.
Mr. Anima's segment, but going out of that cave and instead of being handed a sword by an old man, getting a crappy tree branch that's sitting right there on the ground.
Snake. Oh.
Look.
That arm is pretty creepy when it's sheathed too, because
trying
it's
to
still
get
like
together.
I
clawing
know.
at the back of Link, and it's like grabbing
That
at
was
him.
good. It's intimidating. If I saw that dude, I wouldn't fight him. He's got like a moving severed arm on his back.
So we've got a little bit of time left. Should we see if we can check out that tree fort before we wrap up?
Yeah.
Chico's gonna mount an assault. I'm psyched to see this. And then she's gonna ride the waterfall.
No.
No, I'm just kidding.
Nah.
You actually tried that once. It's
Yeah.
dramatic.
There's no way they have the range over here. You can just bomb them.
I like the word epic. I thought it was an epic ending.
Okay, wait. Oh, I have to go. Oh, it's almost breaking. Isn't it?
That's right. You got a spare bow. That bow is better anyways. They got better tech than you. Oh, they have no idea. Nice shot.
Whoa. Good aim. Oh, no.
A little low. Compensate for the wind shear.
Ha.
Oh. Oh, he shot back.
Huh? He's mad at me. I bet. Yes.
All right. Well, that's, I think, about all the time that we've got here
Yeah.
today. But we'll leave the fate of those bokoblins up to folks' imaginations. We'll let them be for now.
Get
Find
up
on the
close and
plateau.
personal with some shrines, you're
Awesome.
right. So, first, I'm starting up here on Resurrection Tower, and it's really tall. I don't know if you can tell, but it's really tall. But that's great because it gives me a good vantage point for the entire Great Plateau, which is pretty, but that's not what we're here to look at. We're here to get some shrines. So, while I'm up here, I'm going to actually, pull out my Sheikah slate and my scope and try and place some pins so I know exactly where I'm going to go. This is going to be super handy because this is just the starting area, but it's huge. And I tend to wander. I'm a known wanderer, so I need these pins to kind of help get me back on track whenever I go after some bokoblins that I probably shouldn't have.
I wonder if we could pop into the map for a second and just show folks exactly what the distance is between these two shrines.
Yeah, so those two
where's the
shrines,
space?
I'm up here, so I made them look pretty close together, but they're actually pretty far apart, so those pins are going to come in handy. There's my first shrine, and I'm not supposed to have this yet, but I do. So I'm going to jump using my handy paraglider. I'm going to soar to the ground and head off to my first shrine.
It's so satisfying to use
So
the paraglider.
satisfying. I'm going to try and not run out of stamina. That would be kind of bad. Let's do this, Link. We're ready. Come on. I can make it. Almost. Okay, that's pretty close, though.
Nice.
That's pretty good. Now, we're going to go and see what this shrine is all about.
So I wonder, can we chat a little bit more about what the significance of the shrines is as far as why folks would want to hunt these out?
That's right. So I don't want to give too much away, but basically, if you beat the challenges in the first 4 shrines, you'll get something, which we'll see when we get in at the end of this shrine, and you can exchange that for the paraglider, which I already have because I just wanted to play around with it. But
highly worthwhile.
Normally you're going to have to actually go through the trials to get it. And in the game at large, again, I'm not going to spoil anything for anyone, but it plays a larger part in the other game, in the full game. Now we're finally entering the shrine. I used my Sheikah Slate. It verified that I am the hero, so I'm going to be able to get inside here.
And worth mentioning, too, you just mentioned 4 shrines that have a special significance, but there are actually over 100 shrines in this world. There are loads of them to find and loads more goodies to uncover,
so many
too.
shrines, and dungeons, and there's just a lot to do in this game. We're just going to take a look at the first couple here, but there's a lot.
It's interesting, actually, thinking about how people might approach playing this game when they first head out in the plateau, depending on which direction they head, what they end up doing. These might not be the first 2 that folks run into when they're playing the game, but these are definitely 2 that give you a really nice introduction to what the shrines are all about.
It's just like you said, we're calling them the first 2 shrines. That's because they're the first 2 you probably should go to, but this game is really all about freedom and exploration. You can do anything pretty much in any order that you want, but
actually, can we take a look kind of like up and around, because it's such a cool
this is a really cool looking place.
It is really pretty.
All kinds of shiny lights.
Actually, the entry to our booth looks just like this.
Oh,
and it's
the
so
booth is
cool
gorgeous.
to see it recreated.
It's really cool what they did with the constellation motif.
Looks like some metal slabs on the floor that I can't do anything with just yet, but anybody who's been playing Zelda knows if you see something that looks like you should be able to interact with it yet, but you can't, you wait. You just wait. Now, what I just did is I found this little platform here, and I put my Sheikah Slate in it, and that's going to actually update my Sheikah Slate with a brand new rune ability. Rune abilities allow Link to do all kinds of different cool things, not just in shrines, not just in dungeons, but all around the world. You can solve puzzles, you can find treasure chests, you can do all kinds of things. This one here we just got is the Magnesis rune, and just like it probably sounds, it's going to let us actually have a magnet-like ability. We're going to be able to pick up and interact with metal objects. So we're going to have some fun with this.
I gotta say, after seeing this, updating my devices feels kind of lackluster, honestly. Agreeing to a terms of service agreement just doesn't have the same flair as that.
Why don't you let me do stuff?
It's like the Sheikah Slate allowed you to entry into here. Now you got all these special powers on it too. It's like the multi-passes of multi-passes.
Yeah, so I want to be able to put my phone down and just have this magic Sheikah update process happen.
As you can see here, I've activated the ability using L, and I can kind of see the things that highlight as yellow. Those are things that I can interact with. So those big metal slates that I couldn't do anything with, boom, now I'm just throwing them around like they're nothing. The power. Link is drunk with power. Or maybe that's just me. So I got those out of the way. Now, boom, I can actually enter the shrine and see what's going on. Yes. Let's see what kind of mayhem we can do with this. And this is just, again, we've already looked around, but this is a really cool looking shrine. It's just really, really particular. Oh, and see, I can't get past this big wall of stones, but luckily one of them is made of metal, so it stands no chance against me and my Magnesis rune.
So, can you talk a bit more about how it is that you're controlling this power?
So I'm using, like I said, I activated the ability with L, and I can actually use the control stick to move the thing that I've grabbed around. And I'm gonna use this metal block to block this guy's attack. This guy's actually really powerful. He could do some real damage to me.
Ooh,
and so I can actually, oh no, I need you. I'm not done with you. I'm gonna push you in the water. Yeah, you don't like that, do you? I'm gonna drop that on your face. That's what I think of him.
It's interesting that
he drops some goodies.
It's interesting that that's one way you could deal with that enemy, but other players might find different ways too. It's really interesting to see how you tackle the different puzzles.
And that's what this game is all about. The way I play is not the way that anybody else that I've seen play is going to play, really. It's just all about choice and freedom. So, again, we've walked across this metal slate here, but that's not going to help me get across this big gap. So, we're going to have to use our puzzle-solving abilities. And again, I'm going to lift up this metal slate and create a little bridge for myself. Oh, gently, gently. Boom. Now we can get across. And look at that. That's a shiny, shiny treasure chest. We're not just going to pass that by. Oh, no,
nice.
no. Come to me, treasure. Come to me.
You honestly could have even grabbed that and then used that to shove that poor enemy over.
You can just cause all kinds of mayhem with the Magnesis rune. It's pretty great. Yay, got a bow.
And actually, one thing that folks might have been wondering when we solved that puzzle to get across that gap is maybe why we didn't just climb that wall. Why is that a problem for us? But the structure of the shrines makes climbing around a little tricky.
That's true. They knew that we would be trying climbing everything. So a lot of these walls are really smooth, so Link can't actually climb up them. That's why he's going to have to, hey, I told you to open, stay open. Don't make me get mad. Okay, so we finally made it to the end of this dungeon, and look, it's a mysterious dude. Let's talk to him. Let's see what he's got to say. And you may have noticed there's a mysterious voice speaking to us at the beginning of the shrine. That was him. He set up this trial, and he's been watching me cause mayhem with this rune this whole time. So
he just saw you steal his treasure.
He did. He's okay with it, though. Yeah.
He just raided it home. His home, like opened everything, destroyed everything,
broke his pet robot thing.
Yeah, right.
So
was the guardian.
Sorry. He's just been waiting for someone to cause mayhem. It's so lonely in here.
Although, to be fair, he looks like he's been waiting a really long time.
A very long time.
Probably any entertainment at that point is worth it.
He looks gorgeous, though. He clearly moisturizes. Let's be real. But now, he's telling me that he's the one who set up this trial, basically, and to reward me for solving it, not only do I get this cool Magnesis rune, he's actually going to give me a spirit orb. The spirit orb, if I collect 4 of them, it's what I can exchange to the old man for the paraglider, which I already have, bwahaha. But, as I said, you collect them throughout the game from all of the other shrines, and they serve a different purpose in the full game. So, Kaylee.
Link looked a little bit untrustworthy. He's like, what is this?
It's not every day. Sure. Not every day you have a spirit orb absorbed into you.
Seriously, I'm impressed with how this guy has this pose mastered. He's seriously dedicated in his yoga stance.
He's very, very flexible.
I think the work that the developers did to really build the atmosphere in the shrines is amazing. There's just such a, especially when you go into them, you kind of feel it.
Oh yeah, it feels very mystical and very magical.
And now we get to go outside and
happen.
Cause some mayhem with the Magnesis rune.
You know me so well, Sam.
Well, now we've got it. We should try it out. See what it's all about.
It would be a disservice to the Magnesis room to not cause intense mayhem to everyone who crosses our path.
Seems fair.
So let's do just that. All right. So now I've exited the shrine, but I'm a new Link. I've got new abilities.
So these boxes actually look really similar to a segment that Chico just did, and before she couldn't open it, but Audrey's actually has the skill now to check out what's inside.
Yeah, I can see all these different things that I can interact with in the world. As we've mentioned earlier, these abilities are not just for shrines, they are for the whole game. Shrines, dungeons, the world at large. Treasure. They are for treasure. So I fished out 1 treasure chest. I'm just going treasure fishing, doing what I do. Oh, yeah.
I like this type of fishing.
Ooh, it's the best type of fishing, really.
It's so interesting thinking earlier on you might have walked by this little patch of water and really thought nothing of it. And it's only when you have this rune and you activate it and you actually take a look down the bottom that you realize there's stuff hidden all over the place.
It's a whole new way to look at the world.
Yep.
And now, you're not treasure. Get out of my face. I don't need you.
Oh,
I was cruel. I'm sorry.
And it's actually interesting. It looks really decorative, like it was maybe a piece of architecture at one point.
It's pretty. I was harsh on it.
I love the art style in this game. It's kind of watercolory, but there's all this intricate detail as well. It's just so gorgeous.
It's really, really beautiful, and everything is so alive. So I should probably head on to the next shrine, but first I'm gonna grab a toy. I could grab one of these boxes, but I have a little friend here.
Actually, should we open up the boxes?
Ooh,
maybe see if there's anything worth
That's a good point. Okay, you've convinced me. Whatcha?
Smashy, smashy.
Ooh, treasure. See,
That could become
nice. Prime mistake. See, Sam was right, as she often is. So,
actually, Teresa had mentioned that earlier, and I felt bad that we weren't able to show this off during that earlier
Yay.
segment because there was one just
Now
right
we
there.
actually get to show the skill. It's really cool.
You're
So
right.
again, it's like anything in the environment is interactable, and it's just so much fun, and it's so gratifying to just explore every nook and cranny and just try everything
And break junk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I found it's really interesting comparing notes with people. And there's so many times you're like, oh, you found this thing? And they're like, what thing? You're like, oh. Now we got to talk about what we found in the weird little nooks and crannies of the world, because it's so easy to miss things. But then hopefully somebody else will hook you up with the information about where to go.
Everyone's going to play a little differently. But hello, old friend. This is my good friend, Boldy.
Oh no.
I'm going to use
was
good old
dangerous.
Boldy.
I think I know where this is going.
Oh, yes. We're going to cause some mayhem. Luckily, as you can see, I told you I have a tendency to wander, and good thing I have that pin on this map, because otherwise I would just run around killing things and breaking things for all eternity. But I kind of have a kingdom to save, so that maybe is not the best idea. So instead, I'm going to grab Boldy here. Oh, hello, friends. I'm going to go say hi to my friends over there.
They look like they're having a nice, peaceful conversation
Buddies.
together.
Oh, y'all are so peaceful and cute. Wow. Now you're dead.
Oh no!
I deserved that. That's the worst part. You know
they
what?
saved you.
Oh, you know, maybe I'm just going to use my weapon. You let me
That
down,
works, too.
Boldy. It's over between us.
And so the adventures end.
It's over.
Between Blink and Boldy. So sad.
You just got to go on my way, Boldy. You go your way.
It's interesting though, thinking of how you make this game your own. If you wanted to, you really could carry that boulder with you on all of your adventures. It could be a beautiful buddy comedy.
Boulder and me.
But I mean, if that's how you want to play, that's how you get to play.
That might be how I play the game. We'll see. Ooh. Hello, guys.
Oh, there's a lot of
Should I mess
firepower.
with them?
I mean, we're here.
Oh, okay, we are here. Okay, maybe I'll go steal. No, I have a mission. I have a mission, darn it. I'm gonna go towards it. See, there's so many ways to distract yourself in this game. Things to collect, things to kill. I feel really bad about harping on bokoblins, but they just happen to be the enemy in the Great Plateau area, so they get a lot of my anger. But it's nothing personal.
I feel like
I'm sure
we're
they're
gonna
fine
have-
fellows.
We might be receiving letters from the Save the Bokoblin group or something after
It's
this.
true. I'm sorry. I promised to mess with a whole bunch of other different kinds of enemies.
Yeah, there are so
Later in the
many
game.
Equal opportunity.
Yes.
Well, there are so many other enemies and monsters to find. We just happen to be in Bokoblin heavy territory, but
Yes. It's not just the goblins that you get to.
we can leave them alone for a little bit.
Yes.
Give them a bit of a break.
All right. So now I've made my way to the second shrine, and I'm in kind of this big labyrinth. And as you can see, there are a lot of suspicious-looking rocks around. Oh.
Oh, hello.
Hello. Hello there. All right. Now one of them has come alive. And I will tell you, yes, from
That's not a good light.
experience, that guy is really powerful, and he will make me have a bad day if I let him. So I'm gonna have this tasty snack that I cooked up earlier, and what that's gonna do is give me a few extra hearts. So. One of the great things about this game is that there are numerous ways to go about everything. I tend to go for the stupidest way possible.
It's not stupid.
Solve everything.
It's challenging.
It's what I do.
You're not a gamer if you don't try to make it difficult on yourself.
Okay, it's okay. Now I'm trying to
missed you
use
by
this
a
guy's
hair.
firepower to break the boulder here, and without killing myself, which is actually. Oh! I need food.
It did hit
I'm
the
so
wall,
hungry
though.
suddenly.
I think the rocks are gone.
The rocks are gone. It's okay.
And everything's on fire.
I'm not scared. I'm just hurrying. I'm in a hurry. So, the, shall we say, well, the smarter way to do that would have been to sneak around and climb up that wall. That would have been a bit safer, but hey, gotta live life on the edge, right? So let's get safely into the shrine, away from that very angry guardian. A fun thing to note is that there are other guardians like him around who will wake up and give you trouble. You actually can defeat them. The thing about this game is, to some extent, you can set your own difficulty level. So you could actually try and defeat that guy, and maybe you'll be able to, but it's probably a better idea to go get more hearts, get better equipment, but it's really your choice if you want to try and tackle the more difficult enemies or wait until you're better prepared. So it's kind of up to you.
Yeah, I kind of made the mistake when I first started playing of just feeling so like carried by the spirit of adventure that I had my stick and I ran off into the distance and I ran into those when I was not at all prepared. It didn't go well.
I think we all did that.
I learned a lesson, though.
Mistake.
A very valuable life lesson.
Learn from our mistake, people. Okay, we hear another mysterious voice. Dude, we know we're gonna do the thing and get the thing. Don't worry about it.
Because Link wants the thing.
He wants it. He does. So, here's another really cool shrine. And this one is gonna give us the bomb rune. As you might imagine, it lets us blow stuff up. It's gonna be pretty cool.
I like it.
As you've noticed with these first two shrines, they give you they're kind of shorter. They give you a primer on these runes, just give you the basic idea of different ways you can use them to interact with the world. As you progress in the game, it's going to get a lot more complicated, the puzzles you solve and the things you do using these different runes. So enjoy the simplicity of these first shrines, trust me. We've got our bombs. And we've got two different kinds of bombs here. We've got a cubic bomb and a spherical bomb, and we're going to use those for different things. So, I pulled out a spherical bomb here, and we're on a flat surface, so it doesn't make much of a difference, but that's actually going to roll. And that's going to open up some possibilities, which we're going to show off in a bit.
That's interesting, just drawing folks' attention to the fact that you were able to detonate that whenever you were ready. So it gives you a lot of control, especially over the spherical bombs, where you're maybe rolling them down a surface and you want to make sure they detonate at just the right moment. You can be really precise about how you're handling the detonations. That's true.
And there's no limit to the number of bombs you have. You just have that gauge that you just have to wait to refresh, but the bombs are limitless.
Gives you a lot of chance to experiment.
Exactly.
That's very true. And I just got a treasure chest using my handy bomb. It's so satisfying placing them. Just make sure that you're at a good distance when you detonate it because, you know, fun fact, Link can explode. You probably don't want that.
Yeah, probably not. So. Especially after that encounter with the Guardian. That's very similar to the BMOs of past games.
So, might be a little low on food now.
Now we're on a moving platform here, and I don't think my spherical bomb's going to do so well here. So I actually changed to a cubic bomb, and I'm going to just get out of the way here. Probably because I want that to blow up that wall, and I don't want to be anywhere near it when that happens. Boom. See, now, you know what? I better eat some food. Link is peckish.
It's interesting looking at the two shrines that we're checking out here. They're fairly puzzle focused, but that's not always going to be the case when you're into shrines. You might find some that are more combat focused, some that are small, some that are much larger as well.
Very true. Now, as you can see around here, we have these things. Let's shoot forward, and I'm going to use this as an opportunity to blow more things up. So I'm going to drop this bomb down there.
I love how this looks like a theme park.
Yes.
So good.
All theme parks should have explosives.
And actually in the distance there we can see you're being watched.
Oh yes. I'll be there in a second, dude. I've got stuff to do. So I really love this part. I'm going to jump up here. And you mentioned theme park. We're about to go for a ride.
Oh. No whiplash. Success.
Yes. There are probably better ways to get that treasure chest, but no, there aren't. That's the way to get that treasure chest.
And I can't imagine a way that's more fun, really, than just getting
yes. And I got a really nice bow out of it. That's going to come in handy later.
So like Sam was talking about earlier, where there's a lot of shrines, and it's really interesting to see Anuma-san saying, and Bill talking about how this was related to the art style was Japanese anime, and the number of shrines that are in here, it's pretty similar to like how many temples there are in Japan. So it's really interesting to see that comparison.
But it's definitely cool having all these sacred sites all over the world to find. And I've actually been trying to figure out, with all the constellation motif that we see in the shrines here, if you're outside on a really clear night and you look up in the sky, I've been trying to figure out whether or not I can find those same constellations up in the sky, but you get a really beautiful look at the stars if you get a clear night outside.
It's true, it's gorgeous when it changes from day to night and the different weather. So we finally made it to the end here. I'm sorry about blowing up your home. I didn't mean to. I think he understands, though. He's an understanding guy.
He's got that smirk on his face like, I know what you've done.
Back in his day, he would have done the same thing. But we got our second spirit orb.
Oh, we should also talk about like the difference between dungeons and shrines, because they're not one and the same in this game.
That's true. They're not. Shrines are supplementary to dungeons. I don't want to give away too much, but yeah, as Sam mentioned, there are a ton of shrines, like over 100 shrines. There are so many that there's going to be a little sprinkling of things to do on your experience. But yes, there are dungeons in the sense that Zelda fans are used to.
Exactly.
All right, we got our spirit orb.
And I've got to ask,
success.
we're close to running out of time, but is there anything you want to try the bombs out in the world before we wrap up?
I used myself to blow up that wall, but if I hadn't, I could have actually bombed that wall to have an easy way out.
I wonder if we should try rolling some bombs down some hills.
Ooh,
see how
that's
that goes.
always a good idea.
Or try where Chico didn't succeed at rolling at some bokoblin camps.
You know I'm always game to blow up bokoblins. They're scary. No, should I? I should. Yes.
Nice.
I just blew them up. It gave me more joy than it probably should have.
I gotta say, there's something kind of tragic and poignant about these runes. Just imagining how beautiful they would
Did
have been.
someone live? That's not okay. That's not okay, is it? Hey, buddy.
He's got a friend.
Let's be friends. Oh, I don't want to be your friend. You're not very bombable.
Well, as you are wrapping this up, I think it's about all the time we've got.
And we're going to be playing some more The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. For this segment, we're going to be focusing on some weapons and combat.
Yep. And before you go to a serious battles, you always want to make sure you have enough stuff. So I'm going to raid somebody's house right here.
You're going to steal his stuff. Let's be
I'm
real.
just borrowing it, okay?
You're going to return it
Yes,
later.
I will return
Give
them.
it back.
Definitely.
If I don't break them. We'll see. Yes.
So Chico's raiding this place, picking up an axe.
At least I
Couple
know
items.
breaking their base, so that's fine.
What are you doing not breaking their base?
Well,
okay, I'm a bad
we're
influence.
breaking the convention of Zelda this time.
That's true. That's true. Poke and stick.
Oh,
It's good, though. Fire torch.
So I wanted to actually show different one how the axe moves. So this one's heavier, so movement is
But it's slower.
Yep. And then but the attack range is bigger, so it's nice to try out when you're really.
You're hungry
Really?
now.
Yeah.
Need some food.
I definitely need to
nom.
eat. Okay.
I think it is at its best with a full tummy.
Yeah, and then it looks like the axe is not a good one to use for him, so I'm going to switch it to spear, which has better range, and I don't have to worry about this guy attacking me with it.
And so I think what people notice here, Chico, is that skewer that you ate gave you these temporary hearts, which is sort of a new wrinkle to...
Yeah. I think we're going to talk about it a little bit later, I guess, about the cooking.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah,
Well,
I think so.
I think we're going to keep that a secret for now.
No, it's no secret, but, we can talk more about it. And maybe people already know that I like the meat, so I'm going to take it with me.
Are you going to steal their steak?
Yes. Well, no, they don't. They no longer need it. So
That's true. They were going to waste it.
Exactly. So the fire on the torch.
Nice.
Because I see this suspicious thing over here.
If you see something suspicious, light it on
Always
fire.
burn it.
Always
Yes.
That's what you do. Not in life, just in the game.
Just in the game. I have little kids at home too.
Yes.
So I will not do that. And there's a honeybee.
It seems like a good idea. Shooting some bees.
Yep. Switch it. Are they coming after
Here
me?
they come.
I knew it. Leave me alone. Ha. Bye-bye. No. Seriously. If you keep coming at me. Bye-bye.
Preferred weapon against bees, two-handed broadsword.
Yes.
And I didn't get the honeybee there. And I can use that for cooking later. Or it's awful too.
And get some treasure.
Yeah. So I was just using the two-handed sword now. So even just a sword, there's like a one-handed and a two-handed one. And of course, two-handed one is better, more powerful. However, you won't be able to use the shield, so you can't kind of protect yourself. Well, I sacrifice them. I'm gonna make sure I get all the stuff. And the only reason that all those like item menu screen comes up is because that was the first time I picked up that specific item. Once I picked up that one again, the second time it's not gonna show up, so you don't have to worry about seeing that over and over.
Yeah, you get a nice description once you pick it up, but then you're done. You can see it in your menu if you want to, but
I actually like seeing that when I find a new item because that way, like, I know what the the damage level is, or what kind of things it is, how can I use it. So that's a good information to know.
Yeah.
Great. Looks like there's another bokoblin camp over there.
Yeah, we mentioned this in the last segment. We're picking on the poor bokoblins this time. That's because they're the predominant enemy in this Great Plateau area. There are lots of other enemies to mess with in the world at large, but these guys are going to get all of it for now.
And then maybe some of you noticed that on the right bottom, there's a purple thing, like a gauge moving. That's a sound gauge. So when I move around, I make noise that moves a lot more. And if I walk around just like this, it makes even bigger movement. Oh, I moved too close.
No, they're suspicious.
No, I don't want you to notice me. So I'm now crouching down, trying to be a little more sneaky. And there's another innocent bokoblins, enjoying their evening.
Innocent.
Well, that's true. They
Horrible
will come
people.
after me. So no, they're not people.
They're horrible things.
Yes, monsters.
Horrible monsters.
This is another way to use a honeybee. They're basically naked, so when they see the bees actually go after them, and they don't like it. So when they see the bees, they actually go after it. Sorry, I'm a little busy right now. Oops. Change it to something else.
Switch it up. The one-handed sword.
Oh no, this guy's.
Oh, you got him though.
Oh, nice.
Sorry. And the weapons do break, so you want to make sure that you pick up enemies' weapons, so you have enough stash for you to prepare for the next battle. And you can only have limited number of weapons in your slot. So like just now, I'm trying to pick it up, I can't because I already have enough. So that time I have to decide: do I want to keep the one I have, or do I want to swap it to the one I just found? So I'm just gonna lose that one and get the another one, and of course pick up the honeybee.
The cool thing is when you find a new weapon too, you can immediately see what the new stats are. So you can kind of decide on the fly: is this better? Is this worse? Do I leave it? Do I grab it? So
okay. And also at nighttime, daytime and nighttime, the animals and then the enemies you see will be different. So sunset fireflies. So let's see if I see
wildlife
different
setting
enemies. Yeah.
based on.
It looks different too from where we were exploring earlier too. Oops. So now there's more Stalbokoblin.
Got some Stalbokoblin.
Yep. Ah, missed it.
Nice.
Oh.
Headshot.
I like the fact that they're using rock.
Yeah, he didn't have a weapon.
See, the other guy is waiting for the other guys to lose his head so he can take it.
They're so crafty. If they don't have a weapon, they'll just dig up a rock to throw at you. Anything to hurt you.
Yep.
Yes, the bokoblin arm.
I know, that's your favorite.
This is my favorite.
Yes.
I'm going to make her equip it at some point. He's a little busy right now.
Yeah.
Oh, he lost his head.
Sorry.
You can see the hand crawling across the ground.
I know. Pick me up. Okay, so let me change it to something else. Oh. So I'm using a spear, and then the movement is a little bit different. It kind of,
It's really fast.
Yep. So when the enemy's having spear, it's much better to use that than the sword, of course. Okay. I'm gonna explore and try to see if there's any more enemies.
That was a good time to equip the arm. I'm just throwing it out there. If you wanted to, just real quick.
Oh, yeah.
Yay, look.
Oh, it's his favorite.
It's wiggling still. I'm easily amused. And if he puts it on his back, it gets all wiggly and grabby and yep.
Like trying to, take something.
Terrifying.
I don't know.
It's a big fan of Link, Yeah. Okay, that's That's all I had to say. I just wanted to see the arm wiggle a little. Go about your business.
So there's another bokoblin camp. This one looks a little bit different, so I want to kind of show how it looks from the front. If I can sneak up to them.
And again, this is one of those things, you know, as people are adventuring, people are exploring, everyone's kind of taking their own takes on different things. You see this camp, and you know you could rush right in. There's different ways to do this, and Chico's going to kind of take us around to give us a full survey of the land here. So we're going to get a good look at how things are set up here.
There's more big meat over there too. But
Yes. You're going to take their steak too.
I will come to them later. The thing is that they actually go to sleep at nighttime, so right now they're sleeping over there, so they don't even know I'm right here waiting to pick up their meat.
Steal their weapons and their food while they're sleeping. Devious.
So it looks like a skull-shaped, I don't know, what do you call it, like house?
Yeah, they've got a skull house.
Skull House,
You know,
yeah.
to each their own. It's okay.
It was a big sitcom in the 80s. Skull House.
And then I don't know if I mentioned it, but did
Careful.
Oops.
Well,
I should have done it right. I'm gonna hide it so they're not gonna notice.
they're suspicious,
Incoming
but
They're
Peace.
suspicious.
can't fool that guy though.
That's right.
He knows what's up. Yes.
Everybody go to sleep.
Hit him with the wiggle arm.
Nothing is happening. Go to sleep.
Go to sleep. La la la.
Yeah. They do that.
There you go.
Okay.
Relax. Nothing to see here.
Okay. So it looks like there's a explosive in there too. Oops, what I'm doing.
So you're gonna let them sleep peacefully, right?
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Oh.
Let sleeping bokoblins lie.
I made a mistake.
You alerted them, and
Oh, no, it didn't work, didn't it?
Okay, they're suspicious, but they're okay.
Oh, I'm so
they're gonna
bad at
come
this right now.
out.
Fine.
Just have to find another way to blow them up. Just get right in there. Oh. I don't know if there were big red barrels, which always means explosions in video
so
games.
I wanted to use the lamp to do that one, but I just had a stage flight. Oh well.
Hey, you got the explosion. That's what
Again,
counts.
there's multiple ways to solve the puzzles and then
It's true.
defeat enemies. So I just tried that.
Yeah.
I was just doing it. I was intentionally making mistakes.
Thinking on the fly.
Yes.
And now you can steal their treasure.
Yes.
Great.
Oh, see, so I got the new soldier's broadsword, which is 14 instead of 5.
Nice
so
upgrade.
just seeing that screen, they really help what I got. That will help. Oh no, I can't take it, so I have to change. Is it okay for me to leave
It's okay.
the
We had our
arm?
fun.
Yeah.
Goodbye,
Sorry.
sweet
Audrey
arm.
has been satisfied.
Yes. You can just stay there wiggling
Still
forever.
wiggling. I love it.
But yeah, the guy you killed was really powerful bokoblin, so he dropped a really powerful sword.
Okay.
10 arrows. Don't sneeze on those arrows. You're going to need those.
I do. Okay, I'm gonna go get the meat.
Look up at the stars in the sky. It's so
I
pretty.
know, isn't it pretty?
Really
so
pretty
peaceful.
at night. Yeah.
Those bokoblins just having a nice dream. They have no idea what I'm trying to do.
Now they're going to go into the big sleep. It'll be a natural transition.
So I have a fire arrow and bomb arrow. Which one should I use?
Maybe a bomb arrow.
Bomb? Okay.
Yeah. Oh.
Did you? Oh.
Yes. Fireworks.
So, some people might really like to just jump into the battle and then try to kill them with sword and stuff. But sometimes, like a person like me who's not good at battle, I just like to be sneaky and try to shoot like explosive at them and just take them.
Get them from a distance.
Ooh, their bokoblin.
You want to
Fire.
exploit the fact that bokoblins seem to have an affinity for sleeping next to highly flammable barrels.
It's true.
I mean, it only makes sense.
Yes, it wasn't my fault.
They're maybe not the smartest monsters.
So there's apple. It's always important to have enough food so you can restore your health.
More food, the better.
Oh, bokoblin. Oh, star bokoblin. Ah.
Get in there. Nice.
change it to different one. There's the
Oh, the
farmer's
pitchfork.
pitchfork.
Yes.
Even pitchfork will be very
Hyrule
helpful.
Gothic.
Where's the head? Where's head? Oh, head's. Oh, head is still there. Okay. He's going to use his own arm. His friend's arm. Wait.
His own friend.
I know.
But you've used so many different kinds of weapons so far, and this is just a small sampling of the different kinds of weapons in the game. There's just so many different
So many, and you
kinds
kind
to
of
play
have to make
with.
a choice which one to take.
Oh.
These guys just there. Again, I'm just want to be
Chance to use the environment to wreak some havoc
Using
here.
The environment is
Here we go.
important.
It's away.
Did I miss the whole
Now they're
thing?
coming
Really?
after you.
Fine.
Oh, nice.
Ha!
Nice.
That's better
Well done,
anyway.
Chico. That's style points.
You got them. Oh, careful. He was gloating.
Nice.
What a jerk.
So I love that move that you can do when you're leaping and sort of stall time with that.
So whenever you're trying to jump off from the higher cliff, try to use the arrow. Then you go into that mode where you can kind of slow down the time, so you have better time to kind of concentrate and try to focus on where to shoot.
It's really cool.
You can do
It
that
feels
from-
really good too.
Yeah, you can do that from really high up too,
Yeah.
and it's
Oh,
pretty
yeah.
epic.
So as you might have noticed, that I use a lot of bow and arrow, and sometimes I run out of my arrows. So what I do is actually try to pick up the ones my enemy dropped, and make sure I have enough.
You can kind of taunt them to keep
Yeah, yeah.
shooting at you.
Hey, this way.
It's a dangerous game,
It
but
is.
it's cheap,
It
easy
can
way
be.
to get arrows.
Exactly.
See? Boom.
Come on. Thank you.
Fail the move.
They're playing right into your hands.
Okay. Oh,
Oh,
okay. I'm busy. I'm gonna go. Oh, sorry. I wasn't meant to do that.
Chico's going for pure style here. No substance, all style.
we respect that.
Nice.
All different kinds of ways to play this game.
On the way to here, I saw the Guardian, so I kind of want to be there. Make sure I get there before our time runs out.
Anyone watching the previous segment, I told him what's what. Yep. By running, running really
Running
fast.
as fast as my stamina wheel would carry me.
I think he got the point, though. He's pretty terrified.
Let me try it. Where is it? Where is it? Am I still far away?
There he is. Okay.
Oh, there you go. There you go. He's over there. I'm going to do this.
I believe in you, Chico.
Yes.
So we're entering a new area here. The
That one's
Eastern
not
Abbey.
moving. That one looks good. Let's go.
We got all these Guardian relics around.
Oh, he's waking up.
Uh-oh.
Good morning.
Good
It
morning.
He's grumpy when he wakes up.
Ah, no. Again, there's always a way
Your
to...
bow's gonna break.
Really? It will? Ah, fine.
It's okay. You got what?
How much
5
did you get off of
damage?
him?
That
Yeah.
is true. And I
You scope him out.
oh yeah, that's right. You should
let's
do that
see.
first and make sure.
Yeah.
So this will give us a little analysis of his hit points, breakdown.
480.
500.
Okay.
I don't
think
know.
you can do it. I believe in you.
Yeah. So one other thing you can do with the weapon is actually you can throw the weapon like that, and
It'll give you a critical hit if you actually landed on them.
That is true. Yeah, I forgot to mention that.
Good way to get rid of weapons that are about to break.
But what I can do now is actually.
So speaking of freedom and weapons, this is one of the weirdest things I've ever seen anyone do.
Attack!
Dad.
You've got a quarter heart.
I'm not dead.
You need to eat
you're
something
I still have
right
fun.
now.
And I have food.
Okay.
Haha.
There you go. Nice. Run.
It's a fine strategy.
Yes.
It's a great strategy.
It's a
is a
really
good one.
creative strategy.
It
is
is.
what it is.
I think it'll ultimately get him.
Ah! No, wait. I don't have weapons left.
As we keep saying, you can play this game however you want. You can even throw your weapons using Magnesis.
I don't have weapons!
Oh!
You don't even have a tree branch, Chico.
Just run! Live to fight another day!
Well, I think we're actually running out of time.
Otherwise, we would have got him.
The world definitely wants to see Chico versus the Guardian. I know that. But I think we'll have to stop there. Chico, thanks.
Oh, and we tap it in. And... Oh, let's see. Uh-oh. There, I heard a little... Uh-oh. We have a slight... Oh, there we go. You may have seen a little effect there, similar to what you see in Twilight Princess. Tapping the amiibo to the Wii U gamepad in Breath of the Wild will bring Wolf Link into the game as a partner character. So we've been showing you a lot of the game. We've been showing you running around and exploring. Perhaps what you've noticed is that Link does not have a partner character in the game, and that is true. Typical of a Zelda game, you would normally see somebody like a Navi, or in the case of Twilight Princess, a Midna. In the case of Breath of the Wild, Link is generally exploring alone. And so if you do want that partner character, you would tap in the Wolf Link amiibo and call Wolf Link in. Wolf Link does a variety of different things in the game, in addition to just kind of being a partner character that runs around with you. As you can see here, Wolf Link helps with combat. He will actually attack enemies and will help you fight them.
Yeah, he actually barks when he finds enemies for you too.
Yeah, it's really cute when he does. He kind of like hunkers down and growls a little bit.
Yeah, I love seeing him in his art style. It's just really cool.
And the other thing that's really cool is looking at how big he is, you're like, yeah, that's Link crouched down in wolf size.
I don't think he was sniffing out something there too.
Yeah. So if I see it go.
Oh, there we go. Now, apart from combat, the other thing that Wolf Link will do is if you get close enough to a wild animal. Oh, looks like you need to get a little bit closer there, Chico. Wolf Link will go out and hunt the animal for you. He's able to sense prey, sense meat, and he'll help you out with that as well.
But he doesn't go for acorn though.
No, he doesn't. Just the meat.
Yeah.
You can see the animation also just really fluid, really nice.
I can actually hear the chain a little bit as he walks.
Yeah, he still has the chain around his paw from when he was in prison at the beginning of Twilight Princess.
He's Wolf Link, right?
Oh, there he goes.
Sorry. Did it first.
There
he goes.
There you go. He got that boar right there on the rump and took him down for you, Chico.
Yeah. It's really impressive when you see it, especially in combat with large groups of enemies. Wolf Link is incredibly powerful. It's really interesting to see how he does, especially through combat.
That's right. Now we also have from the show floor here at E3, one of the things that we're showing, obviously we've got amiibo on display here on the show floor. One of the things that we're showing is what the process is for creating amiibo. It starts very, very simply with a very basic 3D printed model. Usually these are based off of some of the in-game models that we see in the game. And so in this case, Wolf Link started off with this very basic gray in-game model. And if you're able to get up close on that, you can see sort of the polygonal nature of the print here. I think perhaps a little bit later in the day we may have a chance to show the full process, but there's sort of about 5 different steps in the creation process before we actually end up getting to the final model here.
Yeah, it's interesting. I think some folks don't appreciate how much iteration goes into the creation of the amiibo, but when you're looking at some characters from certain games, their physical structure might make it really challenging to make amiibo, especially when you're looking at balance and making sure that you've got them in a pose that they're going to have nice stability when you've actually got them, say, sitting on a shelf or you're playing with them.
That's right. And in fact, you start with this basic 3D model print, and then from there you have to refine the model itself, and then you get into sort of once you finalize that model, then you start to get into some test painting and things like that, and it becomes it's actually a very long process. It takes start to finish. It can take upwards of roughly 10 months to a year from the very very beginning of the amiibo creation process until the actual product launches. So it actually is a long process, but one it's fun to kind of watch and see as the amiibo go through all those different forms.
Yeah, especially as the poses get refined. I know I've seen certain iterations for some of our amiibo where they're really experimenting with how best to pose the character, position the character, and it's neat seeing kind of what didn't work as well, and the different test cases that they do along the way.
That's right. Now going back to Wolf Link in the game, we mentioned that when you tap Wolf Link in, he will have the number of hearts that you saved in Twilight Princess, and he'll travel alongside you for the duration of your gameplay, and he'll do this until he loses all of his hearts. Fortunately, Chico is doing a good job here and is taking good care of Wolf Link, and so he hasn't taken a whole lot of damage yet. But once those hearts run out, then Wolf Link will disappear. And the next time, if you do want to play with him again, then you can wait 1 day in real world time, not 1 day in in-game time, but 1 day in real world time, and then you can tap Wolf Link to the gamepad again and call him back into Breath of the Wild.
Yep.
You need to get after those boars, Chico.
I know.
It's interesting what a difference Wolf Link can make, especially if you've taken the time to really kind of make him a burly wolf before you bring him into the game. And if you're starting out, he can really help cover your back for you as you're getting a feel for the gameplay.
He was right behind me. Jeez.
Uh-oh. Well, that's the other thing you can do is you can...
He killed me.
Yeah.
And he left the food for you, too. It's very polite of him.
It's so kind of him that he takes down the prey but does not eat the meat. He leaves that for you.
He loves me. So.
Now the other thing, of course, is if you do get separated from Wolf Link, you can blow your whistle. You can blow a whistle or whistle to him and call him back to you. And you'll also, of course, he is a wolf. Oh, listen to that bark! I love it.
He's got a lot of really cool animations if you watch him.
It's so good. Oh. So you can, if he runs off in a different direction, then you can whistle to him and he'll come right back to you.
Talk at all about his ability to sniff things out as well?
Well, yeah, you will. Of course, he is a wolf, so wolves having good noses, he'll be able to help you out and later on in the game be able to sniff out certain items for you, which is quite nice. But of course, Wolf Link isn't the only amiibo that's going to be compatible with The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild.
Talk about this interesting display.